Hey travelers, Mag and I here on day 183 of our trip around the United States. We are still in our admin period here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We have no miles to cover, and given the time we had in the last couple of days, especially with the Geomobile out of our possession, we are now officially caught up on all our administrative tasks. I love virtual geocaches. They bring you to interesting locations or odd things to see that maybe a geocache couldn't be hidden at, and the virtual is just the better listing for it. I pursue virtuals wherever I go on the chance that they're going to be good places to visit, and for the most part, they are. In the Dallas-Fort Worth area, even though I've geocached in and out of this area quite a bit, there are so many virtuals here I've never had a chance to do. Ichan and I have the entire day to ourselves, so we're gonna go ghost hunting. We're starting off here from Fort Worth's Stonehenge, overlooking the city. From here, we're gonna head into downtown Fort Worth and begin to make our way through the densely packed virtuals in the downtown area. Now, because parking in downtown is kind of a tough thing to do, and because the virtuals are all so close together, we're gonna park and we're gonna walk the entire thing. Once we finish up with the virtuals in the downtown area, there's a giving back event hosted by TTO2. We're going to attend that, and that's where we're going to close out our day. We're also going to have the opportunity to hang out with one of our friends from 12th Marine Regiment. So it's going to be a great day filled with virtuals, scenic sights, an event, and a chance to catch up with an old friend. I can't wait to get it started. Come on, let's do it!
Before heading into the downtown area, we began our adventure for the day at the Fort Worth Stockyards in the National Historic District. It is said that Fort Worth is where the West begins, and nothing embodies Western heritage better than these stockyards. From the original brick walkways to the wooden corrals, every inch of the stockyards tells the true history of Texas's famous livestock industry. Established at the fork of the Trinity River in 1849 by Major Ripley Arnold, the Fort Worth Stockyards represented the last civilized outpost for cowboys driving cattle to market along the famous Chisholm Trail. Thanks in no small part to the Texas and Pacific Railroad, it soon became known as Cowtown, as a major center for buying and shipping of livestock. The stockyards had continued to grow until they finally hit their peak in the 1940s and the industry began to shift. Making our way out of the stockyards, we found ourselves quickly in the heart of the downtown area. Having no desire to fight traffic, Ichan and I found a nice parking spot near the fire station and walked out from there, making our way north through downtown. The day's journey was completely fueled by virtual caches, but since we were proceeding through the downtown area on foot, I pulled up a second phone and worked the adventure labs simultaneously. Between the two, we were encouraged to visit just about every nook and cranny in the downtown area, and every time we saw a beautiful park like this, we couldn't help but detour and take a walk through it. Interestingly, there are a ton of historical markers to check out all around the downtown area, far more than the adventure labs or the advirtuals could hope to cover. Several of Fort Worth's most famous legends originate from the notorious Hell's Half Acre. At the time, this kind of spot was more commonly known as a tenderloin district, a matter of fact in every major town in the American West. Its famous and infamous visitors included Bat Masterson, Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, Sam Bass, Mary Porter, Butch Cassidy, and the Sundance Kid. If you pay close attention, you may even notice some of the mini panthers scattered all around the downtown area, paying tribute to its nickname as the Panther City. As the story goes, this nickname dates all the way back to 1875 due to a rivalry at Dallas. At the time, a lawyer by the name of Robert Cower published a column in the Dallas Daily Herald alleging a scandal in the suburban village of Fort Worth. His claim in the article was that Fort Worth was so sleepy that nobody had noticed a huge, dangerous predator napping right in the middle of the downtown area. According to the satirical column, the next morning, people took turns pointing out where the panther tracks had led and where the panther had laid down along its route. The citizens of Fort Worth took no insult from the article. Instead, they chose to adopt the panther as a new icon and wear it as a badge of pride. The publisher of the Fort Worth newspaper even went so far as to buy 2 panther cubs, placing them in a circus wagon and parading them through downtown Dallas to show off the mighty mascots of Fort Worth.
Well now, That was quite the run. We managed to walk through all the virtuals and quite a few adventure labs in the downtown Fort Worth area. And it's only about noon right now, so we still have a few hours left to spare to go hit some of those virtuals in Dallas before we need to call it a day and head over to that event. Let's get a move on.
Finally loading back up in the Geomobile, after hours of walking the downtown area, we continued to follow the trail of virtuals to the National Cowgirl Museum and Hall of Fame. Established in 1975, it is dedicated to honoring women of the American West who have displayed extraordinary courage and pioneering fortitude. The museum is an educational resource with exhibits, a research library, and a rare photography collection. There are over 200 inductees into the Cowgirl Hall of Fame, with additional women being added annually. The honorees include women from a variety of fields, including pioneers, artists, businesswomen, educators, ranchers, and rodeo cowgirls. The majority of virtuals in the outlying area around Fort Worth focus on the cowboy heritage of the city in some way, shape, or form. Really, no matter where you go in the city, from shopping districts to hotel buildings, you can expect to see a great many statues, most of them focused on cowboys, horses, and bulls. I believe this virtual tour really helped Aichan and I to pony up and get ready for the long ride ahead that we'll have in Texas. Our final stop in town was the Veterans Memorial Park, dedicated in 1923. This half-acre park is fairly small. You can easily see from one end to the other, and the entire place is packed with dedications to our troops, dating all the way back to World War I. The park acquired its military association on October 29th of 1950, when a red granite monument was dedicated to the World War I service of the 36th Division. After navigating the traffic between Fort Worth and Dallas, we stopped off for a visit in Irving at the Centennial Park. Dedicated in October of 2003, this park celebrates Irving's first 100 years of existence. From within the Founders Plaza, visitors can review the history wall that highlights significant milestones of the city's history. This walk back through time is not only educational, but also beautiful. The park is separated by bridges connecting the shoreline of a lake, filled with ducks, geese, and turtles. It was a beautiful distraction indeed, considering this isn't the park we even came to see. The virtual located in the area is actually found just down the road at Millennium Park, an easy walking distance away. This park, while much smaller, is no less beautiful, centered around a gorgeous 30-foot fountain spraying high into the air. And within sight of that park and virtual, you can find the Irving Veterans Memorial, which is just begging for adventure labs or virtuals to be put on the location. Dedicated in May of 2009, this park honors men and women of Irving who have served their country in all the wars and conflicts since World War I. The 80 names listed on the memorial walls are those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, fighting for and defending our freedoms within the United States of America. Just beyond the relaxing sight and sounds of the waterfall at the entrance, you can find a series of soldiers from each branch of the military guarding over monuments from each of the wars remembered here. Having spent all day in pursuit of virtuals, we had a great educational experience today and saw a great many statues. But none of the places that we visited today were nearly as awe-inspiring as the Veterans Memorial found here in Irving. And knowing my love for veterans memorials scattered across the country, I certainly could not think of any better place to wrap up our day than a spot like this.
Alright travelers, it looks like that is going to do it for our day. And what an amazing day it turned out to be. We started off this morning at the overlook, looking down at Fort Worth, and then we immediately proceeded into the downtown area, found a place to park the car, and Aichan and I walked for several miles, working our way through almost all the adventure labs in the downtown area and every single one of the virtuals down there. We got to see a lot of really interesting sights. Murals, statues, historic plaques all over the place, that fantastic plaza, so many great buildings and architectural styles. It was a great day spent. We ended up getting out of there in a little afternoon and began to work our way toward Dallas. But instead of heading directly into Dallas, we decided to work our way through the outlying virtuals as we proceeded our way in. It turns out that pretty much took the rest of our day. We never actually made it into the downtown Dallas area because once we'd gotten near to where we are now, time was already starting to run short. So we cut north, headed into Irving, and finished things off at Centennial and Millennial Park, and now here at the amazing Irving Veterans Memorial. From here, we're going to head to the Giving Back event and be able to close out our night with some other geocaching. All around, it's been a fantastic day with fantastic things still to come. Since we didn't get into Dallas tonight, that is what we're going to aim to do tomorrow on our last admin day here in the area. Thank you guys for joining us. Like this video, subscribe to stay tuned for daily updates, and we'll see you out on the trails.